Seniors, welcome to your senior year. The counselors are so glad to have students in person every day this year and to help you transition from high school to the next chapter of your lives. We've compiled a great deal of helpful information, and all of the material covered today will be available on this Senior Transitions Canvas site, as well as the Counselors Canvas site, in the form of a link to this presentation. Other helpful links you'll find in Canvas will be a senior checklist with steps to follow to prepare for college, as well as a link to the senior profile, which we'll ask you to complete in the near future. As we get started, please remember that counselors are always available to meet with students if you have any questions that are not answered in this presentation. And the best way to set this up is by emailing your counselor. With that being said, please remember that you can always come back and visit this presentation. Let's move forward and review the JHS counselors, their corresponding parts of the alphabet, and other counseling department staff. For students beginning with the last names A through CR, the counselor is Mrs. Amanda Rich, and you'll find her email and phone number listed below. The counselor for students with last names beginning with CS through HI is Mrs. Julie Russell. For students with the last names beginning with HJ through MI, the counselor is Ms. Jessica Burrows. Students with last names beginning with MJ through SH, the counselor is Ms. Marta Schroeder. And with students whose last names begin with SI through Z, the counselor is Jennifer Hancock. Additionally, we have Ms. Kelly Bowman, who is the A+ program coordinator and also the dual credit coordinator. Additional staff we have are the registrar, Mrs. Rebecca Gill, and she is the individual who will help you with your transcripts this year, as well as your other legal documents. And also our secretary, Miss Cassie Newport.
If you're planning to go to college, now is the time to start narrowing down your college choices and beginning the application process. Each college's website will outline their specific requirements for admission, such as application deadlines, required GPA, and testing. As you're applying, remember to not use your school email address so that the college can reach you after you no longer have your school email address. Submit the appropriate request to have your high school transcript sent to the school. If you have not taken the ACT and/or SAT and the application requires those scores, go ahead and complete the application and make sure that when you register for those tests, you list the schools you want the scores sent to. While you may apply without the scores, you are typically not granted admission until they are received. If your school requires an essay for application, make sure that you ask for help to have it proofread and critiqued. In addition, if you're needing a letter of recommendation, make sure that you provide that person with a resume of your achievements and background information. Make sure that you ask early enough to allow enough time for that person to complete the request. Lastly, make a checklist of the requirements for each school so that you can keep track of all that needs to be done and the deadlines to complete them. As you are needing transcripts to be sent to colleges that you are applying to, come to the office and pick up a transcript request form from our secretary. These requests must be signed by a parent or guardian if you are under the age of 18. You will need the full name and address of each college in order to complete the request. Completed transcript requests are then submitted to our registrar, Mrs. Gill. If your after high school plans include college, then you should plan to take the ACT. The cost of the test is $60. If your college requires that you take the ACT that includes the writing portion, the fee is $85. To register for the test, you must go to ACT's website and register for an account. Then you will be able to select a test date and location of your choice, as well as pay for the registration fee. As you prepare to take the test, come to the counseling office and pick up a practice booklet to help study and become familiar with the test-taking format. If you qualify for the free and reduced lunch program, you are eligible to take the test at no cost to you. See your counselor for a fee waiver.
Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about A+ very quickly. There are some students who will get the A+ designation but may not be planning to go to a two-year school. So if you are planning to go to Missouri Southern or going to Missouri State, they do offer an A+ leadership scholarship or an A+ recognition scholarship, and I have the forms in the counselor's office to be filled out. So if you are applying to Missouri Southern or applying to Missouri State and you are going to qualify for A+, then you need to stop by and fill out a form in Ms. Bowman's office, in the counselor's office. If you are planning to apply to a 2-year school and use your A+ that way, it will be on your transcript, and you don't really have to do anything else. Next, I want to talk about students who have taken dual credit through Missouri Southern, and they are planning to go to Missouri Southern next fall. If you are taking a dual credit class at Joplin High School for credit at Missouri Southern, you do not need to fill out another application for admission. Missouri Southern will just roll up your admission from high school, and you are already a student at Missouri Southern, and you can just start planning your classes and enroll in classes through them. You're already a student there. You don't have to send any application fee in. All application fees for Joplin High School students at Missouri Southern have been waived. So even if you've never taken a dual credit class and you're going to apply to Missouri Southern next year, you don't have to pay the application fee. You can fill it out without paying an application fee. Just put on there that you are a Joplin High School student. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is financial aid for college, the FAFSA. First of all, FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. So it is the application that you fill out for federal money, grant money, that does not have to be paid back after college. The application is online, and it opens up on October 1st, coming right up. And so if you'll want to fill that out as soon as possible. You are going to need your 2020 tax information. So that would be the taxes that you just sent in this past year that were due in April. That's the information you will need. So if you have copies of that, you'll want to dig that out so that you'll have the information you need to fill out the FAFSA. And this is for students who are going to start school in August of 2022. So your current seniors, you need to fill out the FAFSA beginning October 1st. Now, the deadline is actually February 1st for the Missouri Access Grant money. So you'll want to make sure you have it done before February 1st, but the sooner the better. The federal deadline is actually June 30th next year in 2022. But the sooner you fill it out, the better, the more likely you are to get more money. There are several ways to fill out the FAFSA. You can fill it out by going to the website on a computer. You can use your phone to fill it out, and they even have an app now that's called My Student Aid that you can download to your phone and fill it out on the app. A lot of students who think they won't qualify for FAFSA don't want to fill it out, but all students who are planning to go to college should fill out the FAFSA. Some scholarships require that in order to receive the scholarship, you do have to fill out the FAFSA first. So filling out the FAFSA doesn't obligate you to anything, but it just makes it available if you do decide to go to college, and you'll find out your eligibility status. If you are doing FAFSA for the first time and you think you might need some help doing that, we are going to have some financial aid representatives from Missouri Southern that are available in the Joplin High School counselor's office during parent-teacher conferences on October 20th and 21st from 4 o'clock to 7:30. It's just a walk-in. They'll be available to help you. You do not have to be going to school at Missouri Southern. They will help any senior who needs help with that. It will help if you bring your copies of your taxes from 2020 and have those available if you want help actually filling them out, or if you just have questions to ask, you can ask them at that time as well. If you want to be really prepared, you can go ahead and create your FSA ID, and that's your Federal Student Aid ID. Both the student and the parent will need to have one of those. It's just your electronic legal signature. You can do that from the FAFSA website. You'll want to write that down and keep track of it because you'll need that every year when you apply for the FAFSA. Use the same FSA ID every year. The website for FAFSA is listed here. It's fafsa.ed.gov. And you will want to make sure that you are using that website. There are some other websites out there that are kind of tricky, and you can fill out all the information, and then you find out at the end that they want to charge you to file that for you. If you use this website, the .gov website, there's no fee. It is a free application. That's what FAFSA stands for. So they will be available on those 2 nights, both times walk in, and it's just kind of first come, first serve. So the earlier you get there, the better.
One of the most important things that you can do in regards to getting scholarships is to make sure that when you are filling out college applications, you are also completing that school's scholarship application. Just because you complete the admissions application does not mean that you have filled out the scholarship application. Sometimes the college will have the admissions application and scholarship application combined, but not always. Triple check to make sure you have completed both. This is important because the majority of the money that you will receive will come from the college that you are planning to attend. This is why it is also super important to pay attention to deadlines and to make sure you have completed all scholarship applications completely. This will include recommendation letters, essays, whatever that scholarship is requiring. To reiterate, make sure you have completed both the admissions application and the scholarship application. You will also want to spend some time on that college's scholarship page. Check for any scholarships that you might be eligible or qualify for. There will be some scholarships that you'll receive automatically. These scholarships can be based off of your GPA, ACT score, class rank, just to name a few things. But there will be a lot of scholarships that you have to apply for. Pay attention. I will be sending out emails about upcoming scholarship deadlines. These scholarships are local and nationwide ones. I am currently working on updating the scholarship list, which can be found on the JHS website. Just click the scholarship tab. Also on the JHS scholarship page is a list of helpful scholarship search sites. You should definitely be checking those out. Please remember to never pay for a scholarship search engine. They should all be free. Now for some helpful tips/reminders. Check your emails daily. Senior year is super busy and email is a primary form of communication. You wouldn't want to miss out on something all because you aren't checking your email. Pay attention to deadlines. Deadlines are strict, especially for scholarship consideration. Late or incomplete applications usually aren't considered. Please remember that you must be accepted or applying to the college before applying for an academic college scholarship. And lastly, proofread. Have someone look over all applications, essays, resumes, supporting materials, etc. Your applications are the only thing that these schools/committees know about you. Make sure you make yourself look good. If any of you have any questions at all, please contact your counselor. We are more than happy to help.
Student athletes who are interested in playing at the next level will need to register with the NCAA Eligibility Center and/or the NAIA Eligibility Center. Hopefully, students begin the planning process with their counselor earlier in their high school career, as there are specific curriculum requirements that must be fulfilled to meet eligibility. The eligibility centers will only accept ACT scores directly from ACT. The registration fees must be submitted to complete the NCAA and/or NAIA registration. Registration fee waivers are available for some students. Both the NCAA Eligibility Center and the Play NAIA websites provide many resources. Seniors are allowed 2 college visit days that will be marked as a school activity and will not count against their attendance. Students may notify the senior office before the visit and then bring back documentation from the college or university for verification. Area colleges also host special days where students may visit and learn about the school or a specific department. Show Me Crowder Day would be an example of this type of event. These are great opportunities to visit the school. JHS also hosts cafeteria lunch visits. Representatives from many colleges set up in the cafeteria during lunch where they talk with students and distribute information. Informational meetings are also scheduled throughout the school year. Another opportunity for students to meet and talk with college representatives is at the 4 States Regional College Fair. The fair will be held on Wednesday, September 29th, 2021, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the Leggett and Platt Athletic Center at Missouri Southern State University. Students may pre-register at strivefair.com.
Honor societies can come in many shapes and sizes, offering a wide range of benefits to members. The guidance provided here gives you a starting point for understanding honor society invitations, which may arrive by traditional mail or even by email. The choice to join an honor society, which society is right for you, and the potential benefits of each society is unique to each student and your future goals. Internet resources. Please follow internet safety rules and use caution when accessing websites, sharing personal information, or communicating online. The following internet resources are provided as an informational source. This list is not comprehensive, but intended to give you an overview of the types of resources that are available online. Social media. Stay up to date by following these Joplin High School specific social media pages. Social media tips. If you are active on social media, use these tips as a helpful reminder to review and update your social media platforms. Important senior dates. Please check your email and Canvas regularly for additional dates and important details as they become available about these events. Graduation. Your school counselor will provide you with instructions and further details for completing your walking papers closer to the graduation date. Please contact your Joplin High School counselor with any additional questions, comments, or concerns after reviewing this presentation.